Legion here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds, and we're doing a daily gaming XP grind, episode 48. And today we're going to be focusing a little bit on cooking, as well as getting Artisan to 4 million XP, which is actually quite crazy if you think about it. That sort of just happened because we got our construction to 2 million and we had a lot of ash planks, and I'm pretty certain that 2 million construction XP will put us where we need to be. Before we even go get anything, we want to go over an XP update. We really haven't been working on attack a lot, but it's 275,000 attack XP. Wood cutting, we did work on a little bit, 894,000 XP. Construction, 2,005,000 XP. Rune crafting, 482,000 XP. Magic, 64,000 XP. We did work on this a little bit as we've been killing creatures to get cooking materials. Mining, 4,052,000. Artisan, 3,937,000 XP. And 188,000 cooking XP. But if you notice Artisan here, we did work on that behind the scenes quite a bit. So right now we're actually going to go over here to the kilns, and there should be enough XP after we put these inside the kilns and start them, and then also pick up the stuff that's on the ground here. We're hoping this is going to be enough, but we do got a little bit of ash logs inside the sawmills, so it's producing a little bit more ash planks just in case we need a little bit more to hit this mark of 4 million Artisan XP. I think it's quite a large milestone. I think that we've been working hard on it for quite some time, and I don't really necessarily know. I think mining really is my number one accomplishment so far, sitting at 4,050,000 XP. I think mining takes such a long time, and even though there's lots of different nodes of ore around the map, I still feel like that one I invested heavily into, and it was just really time lengthy to achieve it, but we're quite proud of that one. So we're going to go ahead and put these last ones in here and then run around. Actually, we got to get a artisan potion, and unfortunately we did not have one activated when we just did that, so we lost quite a bit of XP from the charcoal. So we are going to put these inside a chest and start getting XP in artisan. I don't quite think there's going to be enough just here, so we might actually have to do a little bit of hides as well, but that's not really a problem as we've got quite a bit lying around. So let's go ahead and drop these in here, drop these in here, and then go ahead and pick up all these. But I think there's actually, yes, huge large piles that we sort of are too high off the ground to pick up. So we're getting a little bit more than I originally thought I would. So let's drop back down and get a little bit more. And there's still some under there I can't get to, but it's really not that big of a deal. But it's unfortunate we built this a little bit too high off the ground, so we're not quite able to get everything that we normally would if we hadn't built so high. So let's go ahead and drop these in here. It seems to be crazy having to move all these charcoal once we're completely done working on artisan. So let's go ahead and go into our storage, and I actually think we might have a little bit more in our personal chest as well, because we've been, I guess we took it all out. Don't really quite remember doing that, but I guess we did. And then we also got all of our cooking stuff to pick up too as well, so we'll make sure to activate a cooking potion when we do that, so we don't lose cooking XP, as cooking XP is that one thing where it's just quite ridiculous really how time consuming it is. So let's go ahead and put this back in the fur. It seems like soft animal fur is actually quite rare for us. We don't seem to kill a lot of creatures that give us that, but we got a little bit of planks left. And then, as I said, our sawmills were actually working on making a little bit more as well. So we'll see if we're going to need it to reach 4 million artisan XP. We may not. So while we're waiting for all that to happen, I suppose we could go collect a little bit of rune essence, and then that way we'll have a little bit more of an update on rune crafting as well at the end of all of this episode. So can't believe we're already on episode 48. I think it's kind of crazy. It's been quite the road, and I couldn't even really say that we're that far ahead, but we are. I mean, I don't want to belittle all the work that we've done in the game, and I think it's been an incredible journey so far, and there's still so much to do in the game, and we're quite excited about all of it. The interesting thing is that we've been in a position where there's not a ridiculous amount of content that's constantly coming to the game. So we've been forced to sort of just heavily focus on what is available. But I necessarily wouldn't say it's a bad thing. I think that if anything, it puts me in a position to where what I have done is incredibly worked on, and feel like I've gotten to explore the map and the content that is currently in the game to extent and at great lengths, right? So I think it's actually quite a cool thing. I've been able to enjoy all that uh, quite a bit. So I guess I could say I fully enjoyed what is in the game so far, and I've learned quite a bit along the way. And some things you just kind of happen to stumble upon after playing the game for some time. So I think that you're always going to be constantly learning things in this game, and the more time that you put in, the more different things that you could learn that might be potentially useful to the way that you play the game, or just things that could help you play the game better. So we've been cutting down a ridiculous amount of trees, and hopefully by the time that Fell Hollow comes out, we don't want to completely annihilate all the trees in the game, but at the same time, we do want to get quite a bit of them gone. And the reason is for obviously trying to get our woodcutting to 1 million XP. I'm not sure, right? We used to talk about this a lot more, but like what level 99 in XP is going to look like. I'm not sure if 1 million in woodcutting is going to be enough. I feel like it might be somewhere around that XP range, but I'm not entirely sure. And it's just really time consuming to level it up. But at the same time, I feel like when they come out with better trees that it's going to give better XP, I think leveling is going to be a lot faster. So I don't really think it's anything to worry about. Potentially, I think for right now, we're just going to keep doing things the way we're doing it and keep breaking milestones. I think it's quite exciting. So right now, we're just sort of waiting for all our stuff to be done. And I believe that most of my hides should be done. We're quite a ways from it being dark. So I don't really think we can rely on that to speed up the process. But that was another 3,000 artisan XP. So it's quite a bit right there. We're going to drop this here. We're actually been able to make a lot more different things inside of our personal warehouse. We've been able to make a ridiculous amount of chests full of stuff that we usually run out of and we have to hunt for. So now if we ever had any other projects in the game, we're going to have a lot of resources that we can sort of just put towards those projects rather than have to wait a ridiculous amount of time to make those things a reality. But I don't really currently have any crazy projects in the game. Um, if anything, just sort of restructuring my base once I get the milestone of 4 million artisan XP. But you can see here that there are more chests, and they're going to keep growing quite fast once we get down to the fact that we've already achieved certain milestones and certain skills. And at that point, we're going to have to stick to certain things that normally potentially we wouldn't have focused on. But once we achieve certain things, then that's pretty much all that's left. But that was nice. We got quite a bit of XP right there in cooking, 912. It doesn't seem like a lot, but there was actually quite a bit of food product in there and resources. So it's just crazy how long cooking's taking. But as I've stated before, I think it's going to be okay, because I think what's going to happen is when Fella Hollow comes to the game, you're going to be out there exploring, and you're going to be dying a lot probably, and you're going to be encountering new creatures, and you're going to need all those different things to keep your character hydrated and um, obviously drinking water and eating food. So I think those are all going to be really important to have. So I think you can sort of set yourself up. If you play extra time in the game, it's not a bad thing. I think it's a really good thing. I think it's going to prepare you and allow you to sort of experience the game, unless potentially somehow the new areas deplete those resources faster, and we've got to sort of start using different things to hydrate and feed our character, because it's possible that there's going to be things that deplete energy faster in those zones to make them a little bit more tricky. I've got no idea what the plans are for the game, but I just feel like I think it's safe to assume that we got to be ready for anything, as they do want to start to make the game a lot more challenging, which I think we're actually all really excited about, and in the different ways that that's going to look like. But it's also just crazy. I'm so excited for farming. I cannot wait to get started on that, and I think it's just going to be a lot of fun. And right now, we're just sort of waiting. It's all we can really do. We're just hoping and waiting for all these different things to be done, so that way we can get our artisan to 4 million XP. But it's taken quite a bit, so maybe we'll go do some wood cutting while we wait. Let's see how much XP we currently got right now. So we actually only need 9,000 XP. So it's not actually going to take that long, but this episode has not even been going for that long. So what I'd like to do actually is go somewhere really quick, and I guess we can get a little bit more ingredients for cooking since we've got a little bit of time to have here. So let's go ahead and see what we can accomplish in a small amount of time here that we do have. Quite a bit of sheep and ram. I've killed so many of these. It's just crazy to me. I'm really looking forward to more creatures coming to the game. I guess I left those there a long time ago, but I'm just looking forward to something new. And I don't even know. I wish there was like achievements in the game that could tell you how many of something that you've killed, because I think it would be actually quite startling to see the numbers of all the different things that I've killed in the game multiple times. We do have a little bit of a situation here. We got a hunting party out here, and if they are to come to us, it would be our doom, as this is a very tricky area in the game, and if you're out here and you do get attacked by a hunting party, your chances of survival are actually really small. This is a very dangerous place in the game. But it's interesting if you think about it. The hunting party's here, and then you want to say they're going to come out with these new areas that are going to be even more challenging. So I guess I would say that I don't understand. There's going to be a very weird progression in the game to create new challenges and what that's going to look like, because it's already in this area can be quite challenging to survive. So it's going to be interesting to see how they can implement those new things while still making the game enjoyable and playable. Because if it's too hard, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous. So it's just going to be interesting to see how all that blends together and how they're able to create that experience and still have it be doable. I guess we will have new armor though, right? So that's going to give us more protection against the different creatures that are going to be coming into the game. So we will have a little bit more defense against these new monsters. I know I talk about lesser demons a lot, and I really haven't heard anything in regards from the developer team about it. And it's unfortunate because I was actually incredibly excited about lesser demons coming to the game. I definitely had an understanding in my mind that if they did come to the game, that they would have tricky mechanics, I'm sure, and it wouldn't be as simple as a lot of people might like think. I'm pretty sure people do want tricky. I'm pretty sure they do want something that's going to require you to actually use your survival skills in the game to take them on. And hopefully they would have unique, awesome drops when you kill them. So I know that the developer team's always working on ways to advance the game and give us the experience that we all want and I guess deserve in a game. So we are going to run over here and kill a couple of bit more sheep and ram, and then we're going to head back to our base, pick up all the resources, and do an XP update. I think that after we're done with all this, it should put us pretty close. I guess I'll kill these two because they're right here. It doesn't make sense to just leave right now. I feel like I'm in a good opportunity to get all these resources, and we might as well. We're right here. So we are going to do that. This should actually fill up our inventory as well. I notice when I kill sheep and ram, it really fills up the inventory quite fast with the ram horns and fleece, and I think it's animal bones, the raw farm meat. So anyway, let's go ahead, and I think she's already full. So got to go back to our base and then put all this stuff inside of a chest, and then we should probably just go to sleep, so that way we can actually just pick up everything at once. But this is quite crazy. Oh, I guess it looked a lot darker than it actually was, so it's not that dark actually. So let's go ahead and put all this in here. But you can see how fast you can get resources if you just sort of stick to it and work at it. So let's go ahead and pick all this up. This actually probably might, let's see how much XP it's going to give. So not quite enough to get us where we were trying to get to. But let's put all this in here. And it looks like they're still going. Oh, that's right, because we didn't go to sleep. So let's go ahead and pick up all this really quick. And we're actually getting really close right now to reaching our goal. So let's jump down here. We'll grab all this charcoal really quick. And look at all those kebits. I can't just leave them. I actually kind of feel bad for the kebits because they're these just little creatures. And I just wiped the whole family out. So it kind of makes me feel a little sad. But I got to do what I got to do. So anyway, under here you can see a ridiculous amount of charcoal on the ground. But we can't reach it because we're too high off the ground. But it's all underneath us, so that's actually going to give us more XP past really what the goal was. So let's go ahead and pick up a little bit more, but I'm pretty sure we're already at the goal. We are 4,009,107 artisan XP. So we actually did it, and it's quite crazy. And there's definitely a feeling of an accomplishment because of how much work we put into the game, and just knowing that we're sort of checking off things off a list ultimately, slowly as we go. And now we got a war band attacking us, so we got to try and knock these guys out. Last time our base got attacked by a war band, we actually died. They send such a large amount of forces at you, so it's quite a bit. And if you're not really got a good distance from them, if you're using magic, it can ultimately be the death of you. But we're going to finish killing the warband, and then we're going to do another XP update of all the skills, and then we're probably going to send you guys on your way, as we've been working really hard in the game to bring us closer to our achievements and our goals. So that was crazy. We just knocked down a ridiculous amount of goblins. There's still quite a bit left to kill, so hopefully we survive this, but it's going to be a little bit tricky, and I think we're going to be okay, actually. Last time it was a lot worse. So we got all them, and we managed to kill them, so that's good. So it is getting dark now, but we really don't have to worry about going to sleep. But we will actually pick up a little bit more charcoal, as it's all sort of just laying up here. And it just sort of makes sense to just grab it really quick. And then we will actually do an XP update and send you guys on your way. I feel like we're probably going to be about the 12 to 14 minute range for this video, which is a little bit shorter than normal, but I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I think we accomplished something quite large today, and we're actually really, really excited about it, and it's definitely a milestone for us. So let's go ahead and put this stuff away, and maybe we will go to sleep, but that's just for the fact, so that way it'll be daylight when we do this. And ultimately, like I said, I think that there's quite a bit to be happy about, and we accomplished quite a bit. So attack 275,547 XP, woodcutting 894,717, construction 2,005,498, runecrafting 483,565 XP. We've actually got quite a bit of rune essence in one of our chests, so we can actually probably get quite a bit of XP if we used it. Magic, we've got 65,153 XP. So it's a slow go, but I think we've made pretty good progress on that as well. Mining, 4,053,230 XP. Artisan, there it is, 4,014,903 XP. So we've got another milestone knocked out. And we've got cooking sitting at 189,629 XP. So ultimately, all we really have left to get to certain milestones is rune crafting, wood cutting, attack, magic, and cooking. So we're on our way, and I think we're making great progress, and we appreciate you guys watching our content. We appreciate all of you very much, and hopefully you guys are enjoying RuneScape Dragonwilds just as much as we are. And we're going to keep working behind the scenes and keep progressing towards our ultimate goal of Road to Max in RuneScape Dragonwilds. So until next time, thanks for watching. Legion Luda out.